Hi everyone, I'm Allison. I'm a bookseller here at Changing Hands Bookstore in Tempe, and today I want to talk to you about my Halloween horror picks. What makes a perfect Halloween horror novel for me would include any type of storyline that makes me maybe a little bit afraid to read in the dark. If I'm turning on all of my lights, I definitely am reading this for Halloween. I want something that chills my bones. I want to picture myself reading this all alone in a seaside shack and how much horror I would actually feel and how I could never go outside again after I did that. Someone would have to actually come rescue me. I just want to make sure that whatever I'm reading does keep me up at night. I want to read something that scares me to my core, and what scared means to me can mean anything. Real life horrors that were like, what? Or just total make-believe cosmic horror, anything outside of this realm. As long as I'm afraid, as long as I feel fear, I consider that a great Halloween horror novel. The first book I'm going to talk about today is The Last House on Needless Street by Catriona Ward. This is a book that's, I would consider, a classic horror novel. It gives you all the twists and turns. It makes you question everything. It keeps its secrets until the very end and blows you away. It's one of the best horror novels I've read this year. It just gives you that feeling that you want from a classic horror novel. It reminds you of why you really love this genre. I loved reading this book, and I highly suggest you pick up a copy. This is available on our shelves right now. Next, I'm going to introduce you to one of my most favorite authors. His name is Stephen Graham Jones. He's a genius. And this little novella by him, Night of the Mannequins, was absolutely terrifying. My belief of Stephen Graham Jones is this: he's a legend sayer. We should just take all of his stories and immediately turn them into legends, because we will be talking about these for years to come. This particular book, Night of the Mannequins, very scary. This is one that I would not read in the dark. I actually turned my lights on and it was daylight outside. This book is horrifying and completely available, and I highly suggest you add it to your Halloween read list. And to follow that, we're going to talk about Stephen Graham Jones' newest release, My Heart is a Chainsaw. This novel actually ripped my heart out, cut it up with a chainsaw, shoved it back in my body, and then just scared me to death. How am I standing here? I don't even know. Pure definition of horror from all angles. Any way you could think of horror, this book covers that. This book is telling you a story about how when horror completely surrounds your everyday life, even when something truly new and horrifying is about to happen. My Heart is a Chainsaw completely changed my outlook on how I go about analyzing horror novels. This book kept me on my toes. It didn't let me fall into any type of predictable horror trope. It pulled all the edges out. It pulled out the seams of anything horror I've ever read before, and surprised me and shocked me, and even made me cry for a multitude of reasons that I've yet to actually come to the conclusion of what was my strongest tears. Was I crying because I was terrified? Was I crying because I was sad, heartbroken, in love? This book covered it all, and I can't say enough good things about My Heart is a Chainsaw. So now I'm going to talk to you about This Thing Between Us by Gus Moreno. This is a debut novel, and let me just tell you, great job, Gus. First of all, this cover, it's beautiful, right? What makes you not want to pick up this book with a cover like this? This book covers grief in a way that I've never read, especially in a horror novel before. He dives deep into the darkest corners of grief and leaves you there, and then also adds a genre of cosmic horror in a way that I've never seen done before, and in a way that was truly terrifying. It's very true to our current real life and the technologies that we've put in place to make our lives easier, and how that type of technology, you know, can kind of turn on us, not in a robot way, but in a completely horrifying way. This book crosses the line between reality, insanity, to insanity and non-reality in a way that I'm still not sure if I've crossed back yet. This book will leave you questioning a lot of things when you finish reading it, and I highly suggest you picking up a copy on October 12th. And now I'm going to tell you what I'm reading next. I've yet to read Trees by Percival Everett, but I cannot wait to get my face into this book. This book is very exciting to me. I cannot wait to read it. I know it's going to terrify me in ways that I'm not going to enjoy, but I'm willing to take that on, and I hope you are too. You should come grab yourself a copy. It's on our shelves now, available today. Thank you so much for watching my Halloween horror picks. My name's Allison. Have a great day.